Good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here today with the opportunity to share our work from iVeena. I'm the president and founder of iVeena, which came into being in 2015, and I am also a cornea surgeon and scientist. I maintain a clinical practice in Eugene, Oregon, and a laboratory at the University of Oregon. The topic of today's presentation will be advancing the care of myopia patients using IVMed 85, which is an eye drop that induces corneal and scleral cross-linking pharmacologically without surgery and without light. I am the president of iVeena and founder, which is developing two products. One, IVMed 80 for keratoconus, and the topic of today's talk, IVMed 85 for myopia. Both of these products are united by the common platform of increasing lysyl oxidase, the enzyme that mediates natural collagen cross-linking. We recently completed a phase 1/2A study using IVMed 80 for the treatment of keratoconus patients and found that we were able to flatten the cornea by about 0.8 diopters just with these eye drops over the course of 6 months, whereas placebo-treated patients experienced a mild progression of their disease. This is the first clinical evidence that pharmacologic corneal flattening works. In addition, there were no treatment-related adverse events in this study of 31 patients. Now, as a cornea surgeon, I flatten the cornea every week to treat myopia using LASIK, which is an outstanding surgical procedure and a major advance of the last 30 years in ophthalmology. However, we generally can't do LASIK in children because their eye is still growing. However, pediatric myopia is a major cause of lifetime comorbidities of the eye. It increases the risk of retinal detachment, myopic retinal degeneration, glaucoma, and premature cataracts. And having a drug such as IVMed 85 that increases lysyl oxidase would be a boon to the treatment of these patients because it would flatten the cornea, stiffen the sclera, and reduce axial elongation, and thereby, presumably, alter the lifetime trajectory of this condition in children who are treated with this. The treatment of myopia in children currently uses off-label atropine. There's various contact lenses, and there's other atropine lookalikes or other anticholinergics in development for the treatment of myopia. However, IVMed 85 would be the only product that does not need surgery or corneal epithelial scraping. It does not need UV light or extra devices, retains a strong safety and low toxicity profile, avoiding the risks and side effects of dilation and anticholinergic systemic effects from atropine and its lookalikes. And it poses a significant possibility of rapid near-term benefit that can be sustained. We started developing IVMed 85 when we observed that we could use it to induce a higher level of lysyl oxidase activity than our original product, IVMed 80. And this was across a range of concentrations that we observed this superior LOX induction. And this correlated directly with a biochemical evidence of increased scleral cross-linking in animals. So we used a spontaneous myopia model in juvenile guinea pigs and were able to demonstrate that lysyl norleucine, LNL, which is a biomarker of collagen cross-linking, is increased with IVMed 85 treatment relative to untreated guinea pigs. And this directly correlated with a reduction of scleral compliance. As you know, compliance is the inverse of rigidity. And so when we decrease compliance, we're increasing scleral stiffening or rigidity. This was then followed up with lens star biometry in guinea pigs, and using the lens star, which is an optical biometer that we use in the clinic for patients, we were actually able to observe a reduction of vitreous chamber depth and axial elongation in these juvenile guinea pigs. And we observed these very rapidly within a matter of weeks after initiating therapy. A masked pediatric ophthalmologist performed cycloplegic refraction, and as you would expect, the reductions in vitreous chamber depth and axial elongation were correlated with a hyperopic shift of about 1.8 diopters relative to control. And this hyperopic shift alternatively could be termed reduction of myopia, but this hyperopic shift of myopic progression is clinically relevant. Changing a refraction by 1.8 diopters could mean a significant difference in the treatment of children who experience progressive myopia. Our plans are to have a pre-IND meeting later this year with the FDA, complete a GLP tox study, and submit the IND next year, and then in early 2023, initiate a phase 1/2A US study of treatment of pediatric myopia, and then initiate phase 3 studies in 2025. We know the FDA is looking for at least 3 years of follow-up in phase 3 studies, and we know that we will need at least 1 year of follow-up coming out of our phase 1/2A study. But this development plan positions us very well to address the growing epidemic of myopia. More than half the world is expected to be myopic by 2050. And so there will be plenty of patients who need pharmacologic therapy. And in addition to children, one could easily envision this eye drop to be used in patients who are not LASIK candidates or have low amounts of correction, and potentially be used in the adult market as a lifestyle drug as well. With that, I'd like to thank our leadership team, the board of directors, and the scientific advisory board, and I'd be happy to take any questions. Thank you very much.